My name is Kim Zorn. My daughter Katherine lives in the Westview home in Tawnytown. Well, Katherine was born with totally white eyes, so she had cloudy corneas. So that was the first thing we had to, it was out of nowhere, not expected at all. So she needed corneal transplants at 3 weeks and 5 weeks of age. So we did that, and the recovery for that, the stitches, the not letting the baby cry, and we thought visual impairment would be the only disability. And then around 9 months she started with seizures, and then that just led to some other things, and the cerebral palsy, and she started not meeting milestones. So every new stone unturned was another blow, but you just gather what you need to do and move forward. So the girls were 5, 3, and 18 months when Scott died. And so I plugged along, and then one Christmas, I really wish I wasn't emotional saying this. I thought, I'm not gonna make it. Her neurologist told me, have you ever looked at Maryland School for the Blind? They do wonderful things there. And they had a residential program. She was the neurologist there. So I thought, what? My daughter's 9 years old, what am I talking about? So anyway, again, I said, that's my New Year's resolution. I'm just gonna go find out about it. And I went and toured that, and I thought, man, they really do good work here. Again, in some place I'd never heard of. And so anyway, I went through the interview process, and Katherine was interviewed, and they felt that they could meet her needs. And if I put her on a bus every Sunday, she could go. And it really changed our lives, because Katherine was getting her needs met during the week, and I had the other two. Well, Katherine was finishing school and she was graduating, and they encouraged me to continue to look for a residential program. And I was visiting all the places on the list that they give you at school when you're graduating. And it was upsetting. Every visit I said, I can't believe this is the next chapter. School had been so wonderful. And so by chance, I was with a friend, and I had Katherine with me, and she introduced me to another friend of hers, and we were outside of a store, and she said, what's Katherine gonna do after graduation? And I said, oh, well, I have a year, but I've been looking at everything available, and I'm just so unhappy about it. And she said, have you ever heard of Bello Machre? And I said, no, I haven't. And she said, it's in Anne Arundel County, and friends of ours, their son has been there since the beginning. You should check it out. So I put it on my list, and I looked it up, and I called for a tour and to get more information, and just fell in love with it. I love their philosophy, I loved their houses, and everybody I met was just charming and helpful and kind, and luckily Katherine was able to get a place. When it came to the date, it was such a buildup of when it was time for her to move. Even though it was the right thing, it was a huge transition. Packing up things, decorating her room, putting her totally with someone else for care. And I have to say, when I dropped her off, I came home and just cried and cried and cried. It just, you do feel like an island. And when you find a place like Bello Machre, where you feel supported and the care is good for your loved one, it just means everything. Katherine was raised in a loving home with good care, and she's still in a loving home with good care, and what more can a mom ask for? They've given us peace of mind. Me now, and the girls for later, when something happens to me. Katherine is set in a loving home forever, and we don't need to worry about a change in that way. I think that's the biggest way. And also, they support me by including me in the team. I'm still I can go to any doctor's appointment I like. I visit whenever I want. I decorated her room. We celebrate birthdays together. It's really been wonderful. The importance for people to help organizations like Bello Machre is, number one, to be grateful for your able-bodied family members and grateful for that. And number two, it makes you a stronger person to be around different abilities and to make a difference when you can donate money, you can donate your time. It makes everything better.